For another update. I haven't done a XRP update in a while, and I thought I should update you guys and tell you exactly where I think XRP is going to go from here on out, from here going forward. Now, $1.10 to $1.30 has been my first take profit level on my spot bag for quite some time now. So I did inform the Discord members that I had taken profit within this region. As soon as we wicked up to $1.10 to $1.27, I did scale out a percentage of my bag. Now, the reason I did that is because XRP has hit the 70.2 to 78.6% fib on the logarithmic scale. When we take a fib from $1.95, from $1.97 in 2021 down to the low here in June 22 at around 28-29 cent, we have wicked up towards the 702, 786. And as most of you know, the 702 and the 786 is usually where we see a significant pullback to the downside and to the upside. Okay, so pretend this is your low and this is your high. If we go up and we come down towards the 786, 702, it's very likely we'll see a significant pullback. Same goes for the upside. Same goes for the downside as well, or the upside, I should say. So we come down, come and hit the 702, 786, and then it's very likely we see a significant pullback. Now, this is just the way the algos work in crypto. It makes it so that once you hit $1, it makes it so that once you hit the 702, 786, we tend to see a significant pullback. And considering the way the weekly candle looks here on XRP, a significant pullback, it wouldn't be something out of the ordinary, or it wouldn't be something unlikely to happen. Now, last week's candle, it closed below the 702. It wicked up towards the 786, but it closed below the 702. That's very important to note. Now, this weekly candle, which closes in about 4 days and around 22 hours, if the weekly candle closes like this, and especially if it closes below the 702 here at $1.10, then it's very likely we're going to see a pullback. Now, the last weekly candle, you see this wick over here? And the current weekly candle is printing a little bit of a bearish shooting star. So in 4 days, we'll see how this weekly candle closes on XRP. But in my opinion, by the time the weekly candle closes, it'll be a little bit too late for most people to react. Now, you're probably wondering, where is XRP going to go from here? Well, what we can do is drop down to the 3-day time frame, and we're going to take a fib from the low before we start the uptrend of this leg. Okay, so that would be sitting right here on October 24th. We're going to take a fib from this low right over here up to the highest recorded price, which would be at $1.27. Okay, and these are all the fibs. These are all the fib supports that you want to be taking a look at. Okay, as you can see, we already hit the 23.6% fib. Okay, so what you would want to do is dollar cost average at all of these fibs over here, just in case XRP closes below the 702 and the 786 and we see a pullback before we start our next leg higher. Okay, now XRP can bounce off any of the fibs below before we have that next leg higher. But something I must make you aware of is that if we do end up losing this region over here, the 702, 786 at 0.64635 and 0.59652, if we end up losing this region over here, then it's very likely that we'll see a move back down to 0.43 to 0.45, but right at this low right here. Okay? And I know it's, I'm sure it's very uncomfortable to hear that, but I'm just showing you the invalidation levels for our bullish bias. Okay? So the invalidation level for our bullish bias would be to just simply go below this green region here. I mean, if we did come down here, if we by chance came down here and then saw a bounce, we would want to look to see how price reacts once we bounce here, or if we bounce here, because it could end up rejecting and then we come down to hit the 43 to 45 cent target. Okay. So remember, if the weekly candle, which closes in about 4 days and 21 hours, if that ends up closing below $1.10 and the weekly still looks like this, then it's likely we're going to come down toward any of the retracements before we see the next leg higher. If you lose the 702, 786, then it's very likely this 43, 44 cent region is going to get hit. Now, when we go and look towards Bitcoin over here, what do we see today? What happened today? Well, we swept these range highs with this candle over here, and now we're retracting back into the range. And we are trending sideways at the highs, which is, it's not the most favorable conditions for a continued move to the upside. Now, when we sweep these range highs and then retract back into the range, the trading side of me, the trader side of me would say that the only logical move from here would be to sweep these range lows. Okay? Now, we don't have to do this, but I'm just saying, considering we've swept these range highs, there is a possibility we now sweep these range lows, sitting at around 86,676, and then possibly take out this Bitcoin CME's futures gap right over here, sitting at 85.95 to 77.915. And that would definitely drag XRP down. Okay. Our first take profit, my first take profit region on my spot bag for quite some time now was $1.10 to $1.30. I have successfully taken profit on a portion of my bag, and I'm leaving the rest for higher targets, which I'll be discussing in my Discord. So if you haven't joined the Discord, then definitely click the link in the description below so you don't miss out on that. But so far, Bitcoin has swept these range highs, and to me, it would make sense that we come down towards these range lows if we don't see a grind back up. Okay, if Bitcoin doesn't see a grind back up here within the next 48 hours, then to me, a move down towards these range lows would make the most sense. Okay? Now, what else do we see over here? Well, we see that Grayscale spot Bitcoin ETF options trading to launch tomorrow. Now, to me, to the normal mind, this is bullish news. It's extremely bullish. But to me, I think this is the most bearish news, because this is giving Wall Street the opportunity to short this to the ground. And I feel like every time these ETF options or these institutionalized options on crypto get released, that's when that's what marks the local, that's what marks a top in the crypto market. So that's just something to be aware of, to be mindful of. I'm not saying there's going to be a crash, but I'm just pointing out the possibility and the risks considering where we are in regards to the price and the price action and news. Okay? Now, I know it's not the most popular opinion, so before you rush to the comments to bash me, just know that usually when you get news like this and then you sweep the highs, the range highs the day before, it's usually not a good sign. And remember one thing, XRP, it loves to do exit pumps. It usually always pumps towards the 702, 786 before the market likes to tip over. Just something I've noticed throughout the years of holding XRP. XRP likes to go last. Remember that. So XRP wicking up here towards this 702, 786 it's actually a danger sign for me. So just be careful. I'm not saying I'm not saying to run for the hills, to sell all your crypto. I'm not saying that. I'm just pointing out the possibility of a potential pullback. And if we lose this level, then 0.43336 would be likely. Okay? Now, something to also be aware of is Usdt.D dominance. Okay, so now this is Usdt.D dominance right over here. And let's take a look at Usdt.D dominance here on the linear scale on the weekly time frame. And as you guys can see, we have come down to the lows that have always marked a top in the crypto market. Okay. Every time we come down to this trend line, the top is in, basically. Anytime we come down to this trend line on Usdt.D dominance on the linear scale, a top gets put in on crypto. Now, hey, it may chop down here, which will allow alts to run up further and allow Bitcoin to continue its grind up. But there's no denying that we're back at this trend line. Okay, just something to be mindful of. And now when we go ahead and take a look at this on the 3-hour time frame, right? What do we see here? Well, we see a falling wedge with a breakout of the falling wedge so far and a push down towards the 78 to 88.6% fib support on the logarithmic scale. Okay. Right here. Okay. So I want to see how this develops here on the small time frame going into the rest of the week. Okay. And I want to see if we can tag these highs at 4.49%, because the way it's looking right here, there is a possibility that we come back up to 4.49% and then eventually tag this 4-hour inefficiency right up here, which would translate to Bitcoin tagging its CME gap down below. Okay, something also very integral, something also that's a very integral part to the health, integral part of the of this crypto analysis is to take a look at ETH. Okay, so we're going to take a look at ETH here, and I want to show you guys. I want to show you guys something very important. So now, if we go on the daily time frame for ETH, and we take a fib from this close up here on May 27th down to these lows, we have hit the 78.6% fib, and we haven't been able to get back above it since November 12th. I pointed this out to my Discord members on November 11th, and I was highlighting the significance of this. Okay, so although everything looks bullish on the high time frame, and the market is very euphoric, and the Moon Boys are coming out in full force on Twitter, we must be mindful of the possibility of a much larger flush on the table. There's a possibility that this is a bullish descending broadening wedge, where this would be your A, this is your B, this is your C wave, your D, and then you have an E wave down, right? Below $2,000. Okay. Now, in order to deny the possibility that we're going to have a fifth leg down, I would want to see two things. Okay. I would want to see ETH hold above 25.91 and get back above 33.99. Okay. This is a bullish ascending triangle right over here. But remember one thing. If we end up losing 25.91, then it's very likely that we're going to have a fifth drive down here below $2,000. Obvious, I don't want this to happen, right? I don't want to see people lose money. It's not in my best interest for that to happen. The reason I don't even have to make this video. I could just show this just to my Discord members. But the reason I'm making this video is to try to show you the potential risks of currently investing in the crypto market at this time. What do we also notice here on ETH on the small time frame? Well, we do notice a head and shoulders pattern right here. And we're currently below the neckline of this head and shoulders pattern. So something I also noticed is that this looks like our trend line liquidity, and there's a bunch of buy stops lining up under this trend line that are ready to get hit. So this would be our trend line liquidity, and you can also view it as a bear flag. Okay, so just something to be mindful of. Keep those invalidation levels in mind. Remember what I said. I want to see a move back above 33.99, and for Ethereum to hold above 25.91 and dip no lower than that level, in order to deny the possibility of a fifth drive down here below $2,000. Okay. So the bullish scenario would be that we would just bounce off any of these fibs here. Okay. But the downwards risk is definitely possible. We could have a black swan event. Okay. And usually the charts show it first before we have the black swan event. As crazy as that might sound, the charts usually always show it first. So, I just wanted to make this video today just to show you the potential risk going forward. I know we're super bullish. I know we look super bullish here on the high time frame, and it's an amazing time to be excited. But usually when big institutions are telling us it's time to be excited, it's usually quite opposite to that, right? BlackRock is saying let's buy a bunch of Bitcoin, let's buy a bunch of ETH, and crypto to the moon. But when BlackRock and all of these big institutions are telling you to buy, is that really time to buy? Or is it time to offload your bags? Right? What has happened in history? When BlackRock is bullish, are they telling us publicly that they're bullish? Or are they telling us they're bearish so we can dump our bags and they can buy it all up off of us at a discount? Right? Usually when BlackRock is openly bullish and, calling for more upside, that's usually not the time to be optimistic. It's the time to be very cautious. Okay, so this is my update on XRP. I hope you got some value out of this video. This video was definitely not meant to scare you in any way, but rather just to highlight the potential risks going forward. I still am super bullish on XRP. I think it's going to go much higher. And I'm also still hodling. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace out and take it easy. If you want to join the Discord, then click the link in the description below to join. Peace out and take it easy. See you in the next one.